Good afternoon, everybody. Again, welcome to sunny Weymouth. It's bloody lovely. I wish I knew how to connect these two videos together. Then I could do one from the garden and one from here at the same time, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Now look at these. These are spring bulbs. These here are spring bulbs that are just growing and growing. The weather for everybody is just, I don't know. Right, today I'll take you for a quick look round, but we're going to pick carrots. There's them parsnips that I put in that box. We'll see how they get on. If they're anything, if they're going to turn out like these carrots have, doesn't really matter. These are coming out really stumpy. So when I do get some sand, I shall be mixing around 50% sand in there to try and get that soil a bit more. I believe it's compacted at the bottom, but we'll see. There's nothing really to show, is there, at this time of year? I haven't got a lot going on. My leeks. I took my beans up. There's me garlic that's been planted for a year and 2 months now. I'm really glad that's decided to do something. My onions, I put this on top to stop not just the cats but the birds, but these are now big enough to take the top off, because the birds aren't going to peck them, but the cats still might get in. But I do want to at some point take it off because I want to be able to get in there to weed. So I put some of them quite compact together up there, and then I've spread these out a bit more down here, which means that these should get bigger than the ones at the back there. Yeah, I've got some potatoes growing there. I'm just going to let them grow. Doesn't really matter. My flowers are still surviving here. That's nice. I got to put loads of manure on my rhubarb there. So that's cool. Oh, the strawberries, they're still alive except for one. One's died off there, but that might come back next year. We'll see. The bulbs are getting on quite well. More tomato plants. Tomato plants grow everywhere, don't they? Everybody gets them. So that I put daffodils in there, and I've put pots of daffodils in here. And as you can see, they are growing. And more in here. I've got hyacinths in there as well. They might not grow outside like that. They might need covering over. We'll see. I don't know how you're supposed to grow them. Right, let's get on with the carrots. Let me set you up a minute. Now I have just had a peek in here, and there are some real big tops, look. There's some big tops down there. So hopefully we might get some decent carrots out of them. I've got a funny feeling that they might be short again, but they're quite big tops on them, so that'd be okay. I don't know whether I'm going to harvest them all yet. If I knew I was going to harvest them all, I'd take this off. But anyway, let's pull one of the big ones out and see how big it is. Ah, see? For some reason, they're only coming out small. Let's just get another one with a big top. There we go. I might as well just go through and pull the ones off with a big top, hadn't I? Yeah? I might as well. There's no pulling No point pulling the lot out, is there? Right, hang on. I'll come back to you. Okay, there's the carrots that I've picked. Like I said, they are stumpy rather than long. But that is okay, and I do think that is probably because the compost is probably compact at the bottom, so I will take some of that out, mix it, like I said, with around about 50% sand, and put it back in, so at least I've got plenty there still to go on. I'm not going to take that netting off, and that's all I'm going to harvest for today, and plenty of carrot tops for Eli. Boris can have a couple of them, and the rest will go either in the cooking pot or grated. Yum yum. Right, what's next? Are we going? Sorry. I think we are. Yes, we are. Sorry about that. I went out to Eli's cage the other night, and well, I was just outside in the garden, and I noticed something strange in his bowl. So I pulled it out. There was 16 slugs in there. 16. Oh God, that's ridiculous. So I took it out and washed it, gave him some fresh food, and I just put a row of salt around the bowl so that they couldn't get in until I could think of something else to do. And on eBay, I found this. It's copper meshing, and it's like a stocking. There we go. So what I did is I cut a piece off here, and it stretched out so as I could use it like a sleeve to put over his bowl, but he chewed it off. So I had to tie it on there. It's working so far, but yes, that's a smashing idea, isn't it? Maybe I should have just put it round. Well, that's what I was going to do, put it round his dish like that and sew it together. But I suppose he would have chewed that off as well. We'll see how we go. But 16 slugs in his food dish, that was disgusting, honestly. So yes, this was off of eBay. I don't know how to put a link for it. Can't remember how much it was, but it's copper mesh. Anybody's interested in any. Right, what's next? That's when I can turn this thing off. Still not off, is it? Okay. Sorry, I'm eating a sweetie. Do you remember them 3 hanging baskets that I got with the fuchsias in? There was no green on them, was there? Plenty of green on them now. And focus. Plenty of green on them now. That was the late one that wasn't showing any sign. You can see all them little white flies flying around. That's because I've been in the brassica cage. So yeah, that's awesome. So I'm going to get some lovely plants off of them. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 in that basket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that basket, although there doesn't look to be anything happening with that. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 3 of them look to be anywhere near alive. But we'll wait and see. Break them up in spring, put them in different pots. Give them away to somebody. Sorry, I am eating sweeties. I'm going to get in here now and cut some of these back. I should imagine there's new plants growing underneath. We shall soon see, shan't we? Okay, I'm clearing all that Allicin out of there. I'm just pulling it out and leaving some bits in. Some bits are still flowering nicely. But I thought I'd start cutting the gladioli stalks down. And as I'm doing that, I'm finding that they've come right up to the surface. And you see, like there, and there, and there's lots of little bulblets there. So what do I do with them? Do I just cover them over? Or are you supposed to take them out? Look at the little bulblets. There's loads of them. What do I do then? Do I just take them out, pull them out, or do you just leave them to carry on growing? Please let me know. Thank you. Somebody gave me a root, a part of a root of a... Oh, come on. This, oh, sorry. This. Comfrey. A comfrey plant. Well, I've got one here, and I've also got one planted on a neighbour's plot. Not actually on his plot, but at the side. I'll show you. I planted it here. He doesn't mind. He said it's fine. I planted it there. So I've got 2 comfrey plants. I just give them a bit of foodie stuff. Comfrey tea. But yeah, somebody gave me the root because I said I'd like some more. But now, of course, I don't because I planted that over at Dave's plot. So I just threw it in the bird bath drinker thing. And look, it's growing. I just left it there and I thought surely somebody will want some. There's 2 pieces. It's growing nicely. I've got nowhere to put it. I ain't got any pots or anything I can put it in, so let's see how that gets on. I reckon that'll stay there all over winter maybe. And I decided, I've half cut that down. It's just taking too much work. I can't do it. I'm absolutely shattered, but it's not even loose. Not today. A couple of weeks ago. Yes, I have covered them bulbs up. The hyacinths were there. Daffodils were growing there, so I've covered them up. I've left that as it is. I've covered the tops of them off with sandy soil. They were pots in there, in case you don't remember. And there's pots in here as well, so again I've just covered the tops. I can always take it off again come springtime if need be, can't I? Right, what now? What have I been doing? Oh yes, I've been, like I said about them gladioli, I've been going along and trimming some more down, and there's more of them little bulblets. Do I bury them? Put more soil on top of them and just let them grow? I might take a few of the little bulblets and plant them somewhere. I'm trying to trim these all down. That was a tiny little sprig of a plant last spring, and look at it now. It's massive. Now I think I've got some cuttings from it. I'm trying to train that into like a lollipop gooseberry bush, but I'm getting nowhere with that at the minute. Yes, and this great big daisy's been blooming again. 1 or 2 little blooms here and there. It's mental. It's just all coming back to life, isn't it? Everything is. So yes, hopefully I've got some cuttings for that. I'm going to try and get that to sort of come up lollipop style. And I've just noticed a tiny little bit of bare wood where they shouldn't be bare wood. You see it there? Ouch. What has done that? Oh, I think that was with the wind. When the wind blew it down and it blew this over, it was just probably that rubbing. So I shall give that another lick of paint anyway in springtime. Look, it's all come off here as well, where it's rubbed. So I'll give that another lick of paint. I keep sitting here for 5 minutes before I go home. It's lovely, isn't it? It's lovely. Right. I don't think there's anything else left to do now. I'm well chuffed with them fuchsias there. Get quite a few plants out of them. I was going to give them back to her, but she don't want them back, so... La-di-da. La-di-da, that's all I can say. Okay, so from now, cloudy Weymouth with a little bit of sunshine. Everything's just turned to winter so quickly, hasn't it? There's like been no autumn. I noticed in Jason and Colleen's garden, Clive's conundrum garden thing. There's just 1 week it was nice and flourishing, and then the week after it looked like winter. It's really weird, isn't it? Okay, so from sunny-ish, cloudy, it's now turned cold, but still blue sky. Weymouth, I'm going to bid you all a goodbye. Bye-bye.